October 18th, 1943. Corporal James Patrick Callahan is lying in the mud on Guadalcanal, staring through the iron sights of a rifle his grandfather bought from a Sears catalogue for $11.95 in 1921, and he is about to do something that will make every Marine officer who mocked him eat their words. 300 yards away, hidden in the canopy of a banyan tree, a Japanese sniper has killed 6 Americans in the past 2 hours. Callahan exhales slowly, squeezes the trigger, and watches through the scope as the sniper falls 40 feet to the jungle floor. That's 14 enemy snipers in 5 days, all killed by a rifle the Marine Corps called obsolete. But this is getting ahead of our story. Let's talk about what makes the Japanese sniper the most feared enemy in the Pacific theater of World War II. It's not the equipment, though Japanese snipers carry excellent rifles, primarily the Type 97 sniper rifle with a 2.5x scope, accurate to 600 yards. It's not the training, though Japanese snipers spend months learning fieldcraft, camouflage, and patience. It's psychology. A Japanese sniper's mission is not to kill as many enemies as possible. It's to kill specific targets, officers and sergeants and radiomen, and to do it slowly enough that the entire American unit knows they're being hunted but can't do anything about it. 1 shot per hour, 1 death every 60 minutes. The psychological effect is devastating. American units advancing through the jungle stop advancing. They freeze. They take cover. They wait for someone else to find the sniper. Except finding a Japanese sniper in the jungle is nearly impossible. They tie themselves into trees 50 feet above the ground. They wear vegetation suits that make them invisible against the foliage. They remain motionless for hours, sometimes days, waiting for the perfect shot. They don't fire until they're certain of a kill. And after they fire, they often don't move. They know American doctrine is to spray the suspected position with automatic weapons fire and then move on. So they wait. They let the Americans waste ammunition. Then, an hour later, they fire again. By October 1943, the Marine Corps had tried everything to counter Japanese snipers. They deployed their own sniper teams with Springfield 1903 rifles and unertl scopes. They've used artillery to blast suspected sniper positions. They've sent patrols with Browning automatic rifles to saturate the canopy with suppressive fire. Nothing works consistently. The kill ratio remains lopsided. For every Japanese sniper killed, 6 to 8 Americans die. The mathematics of jungle warfare are written in blood, and the numbers say that the Japanese sniper has the advantage. James Patrick Callahan is 22 years old, and he is not supposed to be a sniper. He's a rifleman in a standard infantry platoon, 3rd Battalion, 5th Marines, a unit that has spent the past 11 months fighting its way across the Solomon Islands. Callahan comes from Pike County, Kentucky, a mountainous region of deep hollows and forested ridges where his family has lived for 4 generations. His grandfather, Patrick Sean Callahan, was a soldier in the First World War, a private in the American Expeditionary Forces who fought at Belleau Wood and came home in 1919 with shrapnel scars and a determination to never be helpless again. In 1921, Patrick bought a Winchester Model 52 bolt-action rifle from the Sears, Roebuck and Company catalogue for $11.95, paid in 6 monthly installments. The Model 52 was not a military rifle. It was a target rifle, designed for competitive shooting, chambered in a .22 caliber long rifle, a small cartridge used for hunting squirrels and rabbits. But it was accurate, incredibly accurate. At 50 yards, the Model 52 could put 5 shots into a hole the size of a dime. Patrick taught his son to shoot with that rifle. His son taught James. By the time James was 12 years old, he could hit a silver dollar at 100 yards. By 15, he was winning shooting competitions at county fairs. By 17, he could shoot the head off a running squirrel at 75 yards. When James enlisted in the Marine Corps in 1941, His grandfather gave him the rifle. "You take care of this," Patrick said, "and it'll take care of you." James carried the Winchester Model 52 through basic training at Paris Island, where his drill instructors laughed at it. He carried it through jungle warfare training in New Caledonia, where officers told him to leave it behind. He carried it onto the troop ship that brought him to Guadalcanal in November 1942, and when the shooting started, he used it. The problem was that nobody in the Marine Corps took him seriously. A .22 caliber rifle is not a combat weapon. It's a toy. It's what children use to shoot tin cans. The standard Marine Corps rifle is the M1 Garand, a .30 caliber semi-automatic that fires a bullet 3 times heavier at twice the velocity. Officers told Callahan to ditch the mail-order rifle and carry a real weapon. He refused. He kept the Winchester in his pack and the Garand on his shoulder, and when nobody was watching, he practiced. By October 1943, Callahan's battalion was dug in around Henderson Field, the strategic airstrip that had changed hands multiple times during the Guadalcanal campaign. The Japanese have withdrawn to defensive positions in the jungle, but they've left snipers behind, and those snipers are killing Americans at a rate that makes movement during daylight nearly impossible. In the first week of October, 6 Marines from Callahan's company were killed by snipers. 1 shot each, clean kills. The company commander, Captain Robert Hennessy, is furious. He orders counter-sniper patrols. He assigns designated marksmen with scoped Springfields. Nothing works. The Japanese snipers remain invisible. On October 13th, Callahan approaches Captain Hennessy with an idea. He wants permission to hunt the snipers with his grandfather's rifle. Hennessy stares at him like he's lost his mind. "That's .22, Corporal. A .22 won't stop a man at 300 yards. Callahan explains his thinking. The Japanese snipers are effective because they're invisible and because they shoot from positions where American heavy weapons can't reach them without destroying half the jungle. But a .22 caliber rifle is quiet. Much quieter than a .30 caliber Garand or a Springfield. The report from a .22 sounds like a branch snapping. In the jungle, it's almost invisible. And if Callahan can get close enough, within 150 yards, the .22 has enough power to kill." Hennessy doesn't believe him, but he's desperate. He gives Callahan 72 hours. "If you get 1 sniper in 3 days, you can keep hunting. You get nothing, you go back to regular duty, and you leave that toy rifle in your footlocker." Callahan takes the deal. He studies the pattern of Japanese sniper fire. Most shots come from the northern perimeter, from a section of jungle where the canopy is particularly dense. The snipers are shooting from elevated positions, probably 40 to 60 feet up, using the height to see over the American defensive positions. Callahan realizes something the other Marines haven't considered. A sniper in a tree has to climb down eventually. They have to eat, drink, and relieve themselves, and when they climb down, they're vulnerable. Callahan decides to wait for them out. On the morning of October 14th, he moves into the jungle alone, carrying the Winchester Model 52, 200 rounds of ammunition, a canteen, and a pack of rations. He finds a position 75 yards from the nearest suspected sniper tree, a position with good concealment and a clear line of sight. Then he waits. For 11 hours, he doesn't move. He watches the canopy. At 1640 hours, he sees movement. A Japanese soldier descending a banyan tree, using a rope to rappel down the trunk. Callahan estimates the range at 90 yards. He places the front sight on the soldier's center mass and fires. The .22 caliber bullet travels at 1,200 feet per second. At 90 yards, it retains enough energy to penetrate 6 inches into human tissue. The Japanese sniper falls and does not move. Callahan marks the location in his mind, waits another 2 hours, then withdraws. That night, a patrol confirms the kill. Captain Hennessy asks Callahan if he wants to go out again. Callahan says yes. Over the next 4 days, Callahan repeats the process. He identifies suspected sniper positions based on the angle and timing of enemy fire. He moves into the jungle before dawn. He finds a concealed position within 150 yards. He waits. When the sniper descends, or moves, or shifts position, Callahan shoots. The Winchester Model 52 is almost silent in the jungle. The Japanese snipers don't know they're being hunted until it's too late. On October 15th, Callahan killed 2 snipers. On October 16th, he killed 3. On October 17, he killed 4. On October 18, he killed 4 more, 14 enemy snipers in 5 days. 0 shots fired at him in return. On October 19th, word of Callahan's success reached battalion headquarters. A major from intelligence arrives at Henderson Field to interview him. The major's name is Charles Blackwood, and he doesn't believe the reports. 14 confirmed kills with a .22 caliber catalog rifle is impossible. Blackwood demands proof. Captain Hennessy takes him to the locations where the Japanese snipers were killed. Patrols have recovered 8 of the bodies. The other 6 fell in inaccessible positions or were retrieved by Japanese recovery teams. Blackwood examines the bodies. The entry wounds are small, consistent with a .22 caliber bullet. The shots are precise, center mass or headshots, fired from close range. Blackwood asks to see the rifle. Callahan shows him the Winchester Model 52. Blackwood examines it closely. It's a simple bolt-action rifle with iron sights, no scope, no modifications. The barrel shows wear from years of use. The stock has scratches and dents. The metal has surface rust. It looks exactly what it is, a rifle bought from a mail-order catalogue 22 years ago and used hard ever since. Blackwood asks Callahan how he's killing trained snipers with a target rifle designed for shooting squirrels. Callahan explains the tactic. Get close, wait for the target to move, shoot when the range is under 150 yards. The .22 is quiet enough that nearby snipers don't realize one of their own has been killed. It's a one-way hunt. The Japanese are hunting Americans. Callahan is hunting the hunters. Blackwood asks why none of the Marine Corps snipers have thought of this. Callahan shrugs. They're trained to shoot at long range, sir. 600 yards, 800 yards. They think distance equals safety. But in the jungle, you can't see 600 yards. You're lucky if you can see 100. The Japanese figured that out. I just figured it out after them. Blackwood writes this down. He tells Callahan to continue what he's doing. He also tells him to train others. The tactic needs to be replicated. Callahan agrees, but only on one condition. He keeps the Winchester. Blackwood agrees. The mail-order rifle stays in the fight. Between October 14th and November 30th, 1943, Corporal James Callahan conducted 37 counter-sniper missions in the jungle around Henderson Field. He kills 14 Japanese snipers personally confirmed by patrol recovery of bodies or direct observation of the kill by other Marines. Intelligence analysts estimate an additional 6 to 8 probable kills based on the sudden cessation of sniper fire from specific positions after Callahan operated in those areas. The total count is likely 20 to 22 enemy snipers killed over a 7-week period. The impact on Japanese sniper effectiveness is measurable. In the 6 weeks before Callahan began his counter-sniper operations, Japanese snipers killed or wounded 43 Americans in his battalion's sector. In the 6 weeks after Callahan began operations, that number dropped to 11. The reduction is 74%. American casualties from sniper fire fall by 3/4. Patrols that previously refused to move during daylight begin operating normally. Officers who mocked Callahan's rifle stop mocking it. In November 1943, 5 other Marines in the battalion asked Callahan to teach them his tactics. He runs informal training sessions, teaching them patience, concealment, and the importance of getting close. 3 of those Marines adopt the same hunting method, using their own personal rifles brought from home, including one corporal who uses a Remington bolt-action .22 that his father gave him. The informal counter-sniper program spreads to other units. By December 1943, 8 Marines across 3 battalions were conducting similar operations. Collectively, they're credited with reducing Japanese sniper effectiveness across the Guadalcanal sector by an estimated 60%. The Winchester Model 52 became famous in the battalion. Marines call it the squirrel gun. It's said with respect now, not mockery. The rifle that officers called a toy, that sergeants said belonged in a Boy Scout camp, that other Marines laughed at, has killed more enemy snipers than any scoped Springfield in the division. Callahan was promoted to sergeant in December 1943. He's awarded the Bronze Star Medal in January 1944. The citation reads, in part, for heroic achievement in connection with operations against the enemy. Sergeant Callahan's innovative tactics and exceptional marksmanship directly contributed to the significant reduction of enemy sniper effectiveness. The citation does not mention that he did it with a rifle bought from a catalogue for $11.95. James Callahan survives the war. He fought at Peleliu in September 1944 and Okinawa in April 1945, carrying the Winchester Model 52 through both campaigns. He returns to Kentucky in November 1945, marries his childhood sweetheart, and works as a game warden in the Daniel Boone National Forest for 38 years. He never speaks publicly about the war. The Winchester Model 52 hangs above the fireplace in his home, and when his grandchildren ask about it, he tells them it belonged to their great-great-grandfather and that it taught him patience. He died in 2003 at the age of 82. After his death, his family donates the rifle to the National Museum of the Marine Corps in Quantico, Virginia, where it's displayed with a placard that reads, Winchester Model 52, 22 caliber long rifle, used by Sergeant James P. Callahan, USMC, to kill 14 confirmed enemy snipers during the Guadalcanal campaign, October 1943, purchased from Sears, Roebuck and Company Catalog, 1921, original price, $11.95. The museum curators note that the rifle is one of the most unusual sniper weapons in American military history, not because of its sophistication, but because of its simplicity. It's a reminder that wars are not always won by the most advanced technology or the most expensive equipment. Sometimes they're won by a man with patience, skill, and a rifle his grandfather bought on installment payments during the Great Depression. Sometimes they're won by someone who refuses to leave his heritage behind, even when everyone tells him it's obsolete.